Welcome into this episode. My name is Minnesota Tim. Hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching or wherever you are listening to this podcast. I appreciate all of the subscribers, the listens, the follows, the like buttons, even the dislike buttons, and the comments section is always a goodie. The NFL draft takes place tonight, and the Minnesota Vikings hold the 24th overall pick. And on this episode, I'm going to explain to you my bold Minnesota Vikings NFL draft strategy that I think more teams should use to their advantage. But first, I must tell you about 5 Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. My wife and I were in the market for a new bathroom, and we wanted to find a company that would take care of our bathroom in days, not weeks, because we did not want to be hamstrung to one single teeny tiny bathroom downstairs where we all had to cram into it to get ready for our day and shower and poop and piss. So we found 5 Star Bath Solutions in Minneapolis, and they transformed our bathroom in 48 hours, and we had our bathroom back in 3 days. We had a moldy shower, an ugly floor, nasty vanity, and 5 Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis took care of it all in 48 hours, and our bathroom was updated and modern in a matter of moments. If you want a bathroom remodel done quick and done right, 5 Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis is the way to go. There's no doubt, no question, they are the best. 5 Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Free consultations available. 5 Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Check them out today and be a happy customer like my family is right now. Financial payments also available if that's a route that you would like to take. Okay, so my bold Minnesota Vikings draft strategy. Going into this draft, there's a lot of different options that people are reporting that the Vikings are interested in. One, they have the possibility of trading back. Oh, trade back. Oh, yeah, classic Vikings. They did that for years. Sucked. Nobody liked that. It was annoying. And then there's the possibility of drafting a player where they're at, 24th overall. And there's been a wide variety of reports on who that player is going to be, unlike last year. Last year was so much fun because everybody knew the Vikings were in the market for a quarterback. They knew the Vikings were interested in Jaden Daniels, Drake May, McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. One of those guys was going to be a Minnesota Viking. Plus, there was so much reporting about the Vikings trying to trade up to the Patriots, and there was so much anticipation and excitement about the Vikings draft. And this year, it's kind of like, trade back, I guess. Maybe select a guard or a corner or a secondary player. 24th overall. I guess you got options. It's kind of boring compared to last year. But when I look at all of the different scenarios and I look at the odds are everywhere. But most likely is a secondary defensive tackle and an offensive line player, according to DraftKings. But that stuff changes so quickly and so periodically. There was an article written by Albert Breer of Monday Morning Quarterback, and he shared a mock. And he mentioned that his mock has Tyler Booker, guard of Alabama, selected. And according to Darren Wolfson, he just said this on Score North, J.J. McCarthy has been pounding the table, boom, that the Vikings should draft Tyler Booker because they were high school teammates. And he played at Alabama, which is a good thing. No duds go to Alabama, only studs. And Albert Breer wrote this. He said, I wanted to put Georgia's safety, Malaki Starks here. The Vikings have also asked other teams on the availability of veteran corners, so someone such as Hairston could be in play too. But this is doubling down on the team's effort to get stronger and tougher down the middle, with Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, and Jonathan Allen already added on this roster. And they don't get much stronger and tougher than Booker. If the Minnesota Vikings stay at 24, I want them to select Tyler Booker. I want them to solidify this offensive line, because you do not want one big gaping hole on the offensive line that is protecting your franchise quarterback. One bad hit, McCarthy's out, the season's over, and everyone's crapping on the Vikings organization for not getting a left guard. So if they stay at 24, draft a guard. Take care of that offensive line. Get this thing solidified so that you now have the best offensive line in football. It also erases any excuse from McCarthy and the Vikings offense. If you draft a left guard and you solidify that position, then the Minnesota Vikings will have one of the best, if not the best, offensive lines in football. And we all know who McCarthy is throwing the football to and handing the football to. The Vikings offense goes from 95% dynamic to 100% dynamic if they select a guard. But that is not my bold Vikings strategy. Here's the deal about first round picks. In the NBA, NFL, NHL, anywhere, the NFL draft is the ultimate hope. You select a player, you hope that he works out. It's a calculated guess if this player is going to be good or not. And when you make that calculated guess, you hope that this player earns a second contract with your team. But a high percentage of players that are drafted in the first round don't. Now, the problem with drafting these players, you bring them to the facility, they interview well, they talk to the media, they answer questions. It's all about OTA. Hey, how's the guy looking? Oh, is he going to sign here? Oh, what's he looking like in training camp? Oh, he looks good. Yeah, he's picking up the playbook. Everything's looking good. Then he gets to game one and he sucks. Here's my draft strategy. The Minnesota Vikings should trade their 24th overall pick for another solidified NFL player that already has a name in the NFL. Because there's nothing that provides more hope not only for the fan base, but for NFL organizations than drafting a guy. So you could float that 24th overall pick out there to the NFL general manager public and say, hey, you could dangle it out like a little fish, like a little worm on a hook. Hey, we got this 24th overall pick. Give us this guard. Give us a secondary player. See if you can get a little bite, because they will bite. NFL general managers are suckers for draft picks, because what they are trying to do is sell the fan base and sell the ownership group that they are making the right trade and that they just drafted the next superstar on their roster. And the best way to do that is to draft a guy in the first round and say, this is the missing piece to the puzzle. So the Vikings could dangle that 24th overall pick and not trade back, but rather get an established veteran player in his prime on a crappy team. Bring him to the Vikings. He starts, he plays, he's a stud, and the Vikings offensive line or secondary just got immediately better. There's no more development. There's no more guessing game. He's established, he's good, and general managers take that kind of bait all the time because of what I just said. They can take that pick and tell the ownership group and the fan base that we got the stud. We got the guy. So, my bold Minnesota Vikings strategy does not select a player 24th overall, offensively or defensively. It does not trade back to accumulate more second-round picks, because as the draft goes on, the likelihood that these guys are good and can play decreases. Obviously, that's why they're second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and undrafted free agents. So, what I want the Vikings to do, and apparently, according to Albert Breer, they are looking into the availability of secondary players. And maybe you trade a third-round pick for him or a fourth-round pick, but find a superstar player, maybe a disgruntled superstar player that does not want to be on their crappy team anymore. Trade that 24th overall pick, get a guard or an elite secondary player, and bring him into the Vikings. Because here's the fun fact about the Vikings right now. They still have like $20 million in cap space. They still have the money to afford a player that's really, really good. It's just sitting there. So why don't the Vikings take that pick, grab an established player on a Super Bowl ready roster? That's also the key here. You're not trying to add an established player to a roster that stinks. You're trying to add an established player to an already Super Bowl ready roster that's ready to win now. You don't want to wait on a guy to develop in 3 to 4 years. You want a guy that can play immediately and have an impact as soon as he steps foot on that grass. We want this guy to have the mentality of going into a game and making the opponent's ass grass. Not, hey, sitting on the sidelines looking at tape trying to develop his game. So, in my opinion, the Vikings should not even draft anybody tonight, but rather trade that pick, grab an established veteran presence that can play, and then you can tell the ownership group, hey, look what we just did. We just made our Super Bowl ready roster in the toughest division in football even better. I think that sounds better than grabbing a guy, yeah, we think he can play. I think he has a chance to be good. He has the tools, he has the hands, the feet, the quickness. But I mean, there's a chance he could not play. There's a chance he's a bust. What sounds better? Especially because the Vikings have a Super Bowl ready roster and the cap space to do it. So they should trade the 24th pick, grab, I don't know who's available. Everyone's saying Asante Samuel Jr., but there's players available all the time. Trade the 24th overall pick, grab a starting left guard on a crappy team that's really good, and make a Super Bowl run next year. So that's the take. That's the bold claim. That's what the Vikings should do. Thank you for watching this episode and for making this podcast a part of your day. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, the best bathroom remodel you could ask for in this life or the next. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Contact them today. Free consultations available. Thank you for watching and for making this podcast a part of your day.